What's up, guys? It's your boy James, aka Six8Jay, coming to you on this Sunday. It's 12 p.m., guys. Super excited about my guest. Those of you guys have seen this guy before. He's absolutely incredible. Before we get started, let's talk about crypto. Market cap right now, $1.96 trillion. Good Lord, crypto on fire, like Mariah in the 80s. You guys remember Mariah, huh? Good Lord, I can't even think of the song right now. Operation Shutdown. What up? Crypto for life. Happy Sunday, Sunday Fun Day. With yours truly, your boy James, aka Six8Jay, and I got a special guest. But before I get started, guys, for those of you guys that might catch this stream on the rerun, or those of you guys that might be here for the first time, my name is James, aka Six8Jay. Been in crypto since 2017, documenting my journey in the evolution of money. Was co-hosting with my brother, CKJ. Started my own show about 12 months ago. Also remember, nothing that we talk about should ever be considered or deemed financial advice. I am not, no comprende, a financial advisor. I don't even know what the hell that means, but I said it. Let's get right into it again. Bitcoin, 51,784. We got Ethereum at $28,031.96. Somebody needs to tell Ethereum to calm down. Ethereum on fire, leading the market. I think $3,000 coming, not financial advice. BNB showing out. Good Lord, up 9, almost 10% over the last week. 351. Good God. Everybody thought BNB was going to crash when CZ got in trouble, huh? Fined $4.3 billion, another $50 million fine. Had to step down as CEO of Binance for 3 years while the U.S. monitors everything they do under a microscope, and it's still pumping. Good Lord. Solana, 113. Again, on fire. XRP, 55.92, flirting with that 56 cents price. Hey, you got to like it. Better than, 50 cents. ADA right now is at 62 cents. We got AVAX at $40.23. Dogecoin, 8 cents. TRX at 13 cents. Link at $20. Make you want to holler. I'm telling you, Chainlink, something special. Polkadot, $7.79. Matic coming in at 97 cents. ICP, $13.37. Shiba, 5 zeros and a 9. That's Cinco Zeros and Nueve for those of you guys that might have taken Rosetta Stone and don't remember. I'm just saying. Let's see. IMX is at 349. We got Uniswap at 761. Casper, good Lord, I slept on that one. 15% over the last 7 days. It's pumping. It's at 16 cents right now, guys. Good Lord, remember that? It was like 0.00 whatever. That'll make you rich. Near, let's make it clear, it's at 351. Stack it up. Well, that's what the song that I play each and every day by my boy Crypto Tales. But today, this coin here is at STX. That's the ticker. It's called Stacks. It's at $2.53. INJ at 38.83. Optimism, 373. APT 970. We've got VeChain. Did they change the this might be a little indication, guys. I've never seen VeChain green. Is VeChain green now? Is that what they're doing? That's like the new good Lord. VeChain on fire, number 32 on CoinMarketCap, 4 cents, up almost 50% over last week. Don't you dare sleep on VeChain. If you want to know, I'm telling you guys, we always talk about doing your own research, dollar cost average and all that good stuff. Just Google VeChain partnership. And it will literally, good Lord, it's going to get you excited. XLM is at 11 cents. We got Filecoin at 632. OKB, 52.89. We got Tia. Every time I see that coin, I think of my auntie. Tia, how you doing? I'm doing good, mijo. Let me stop. Good Lord. 1911. We got HBAR at 8 cents. We got Arbitrum. Layer 2 has not seen a bull market yet. It's at $2. Make you want to holler. We got SEI at 95 cents. GRT coming in at 24 cents. Crow, if you didn't know, is back at 9 cents. That damn thing was 97 cents. 96 cents in 2021. Can it pump back up? I don't know. Kind of cool exchange. Got a lot of things going on. Don't sleep on it. SUI, that's Sue Gary Gensler. That's what he likes to do. Nobody cares. Why? We just don't. We know he's a huckster, froster, and trickster. Let's keep it going. 179, that's where it's at. Beam me up, Scotty. Remember that? Star Trek, 3 cents. The coin formerly known as EGLD, we call it Multiverse X. It's at 59.40. Good Lord. OMC in the house. What's up, OMC? Everybody out there chilling, huh? I think I got to talk to Chris, but I think everybody might be in church. Frankie Legend, were you in church, huh? Out there singing those hymn notes. Holy glory, hallelujah. Good Lord, I remember that back in the day. I used to go like, we used to have Sunday service, Wednesday prayer meeting, Friday special service, baking on Saturday. I think we went to church like every day. Good Lord. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Be thankful. 19 cents for Algo. We got Ordy coming in at 68.87. Flow, if you didn't know, 96 cents. We got QNT at 109. I slept on that as well. Good God, can't get them all. Just saying. Theta, 117. Flare, 3 cents, doing this thing. Sandbox, Metaverse, 2 for $1. Barely. 50 cents, barely. I'm telling you, I was trying to tell you how to get 3 for $1. Nobody wanted to hear me when I said 4 for $1. Maybe you get a couple of them. Frankie Legend, what's up, bro? We're going to have a barbecue again. Come out here to Vegas. Let's do it. XTZ to OG at 108. We got CHZ at 11 cents. Jose Velasquez, what's up, my brother? Welcome to the greatest way to start your day with your boy James, a.k.a. Six8Jay and Crypto for Life. We got a special guest. Tune in. Hold on. Stand by. Astar right now, 17 cents, guys. If you guys want to get a chance, if you get a chance, go over and check out our Crypto for Life page. You'll see some incredible content. We talk about everything, guys. We got some amazing interviews. We talk about strategies and things like that. Don't miss all that valuable information. It's a Rolodex of wealth, huh? Uh-oh. Guess who's on the scene? My beautiful baby, Jeanette. Hola, honey. Hola, muchacha. I'm just saying. Can't wait for my wife to get to the house. She's out there doing her thing, and we're about to hang out today, huh? You know, when you wake up by somebody, right? You say, oh, my God, I'm so blessed. There you go. That's my wife, Jeanette. Frankie Legend in the house. We've got Neo. Uh-oh. This is what I sing to my wife every day. Because of you. She's like, honey, you can't sing. Stop it. It's at $12.98 right now. EOS is at 77 cents. We got Rose, 12 cents. Bunk, that old crazy mutt, huh? It's still, top 85 on CoinMarketCap. What can you say, huh? I thought it was a stray. It was like SPCA, but it's still there, that old crazy dog coin. 13, what is it? 0, 4 zeros and a 1. Osmosis at 163. WeMix coming in at 222. Woo! That's what we're going to do in all this legal battle. We got some regulatory clarity. We're like, woo! We got Psycoin. SE, I haven't seen that one in a while. It's at number 94 right now, 1 cent. Gala, 2 cents. Luke at 3 zeros and a 1. And Jupiter. Jupiter has been on fire. Good Lord, it's at 100. All right, guys, guess what? That's your market cap. That's your market. That's what's going on around the space as far as price action. So let's talk about some things. Before we do, I got to bring on one of the most legendary brothers on planet Earth. On planet Earth. You guys may not know him unless you got like Cinch's Chocolate. It's a magazine for some of the chocolate brothers out there that just built like the Incredible Hulk. He's a star in it. He's on page 1 through 100. Let me stop. My brother from another mother. My man Pots and Pans. Let's see if we can get him on right now. My man Chris Moore, you there?
Yes, sir, I am, brother. Can you hear me?
There you go. Chris Moore in the house. What's up, my brother?
Oh, nothing much, bro. Happy to be on.
Hey, man, I'm happy to have you, man. It's always a pleasure. And I always, after the stream, I get all these messages. When you going to have Chris back on? I'm like, stop it. He's married. Let me stop. But no, glad to have you on, brother. How's everything going on your end?
Man, busy as always, my brother, but I'm definitely happy to be here. Everything's great, man. I'm always hopping on when I can to hear you and stuff and learn about you and take some notes. You know what I mean? You're always preaching the gospel out here. So just always happy to be on, brother.
No, I appreciate you, man. You're one of my greatest friends, and you're always uplifting. And I tell you, I can have a bad day and call you, and all of a sudden the day gets better. So we talked a couple days ago. Chris was on the stream, and he definitely just really let me know, uplifted me, let me know how much he appreciated what I was doing. And I said, man, look, man, I need to have you on the stream, Chris. And he said, man, I'll come on. So I'm going to try to keep Chris rolling on the stream. I know a lot of you guys know his story. If for some reason you don't remember his story, and I know you do, for those of you guys that might be new, you might not. We've had him on many, many times. We've had him on with Mike O. We've had him on by himself. Incredible guy, phenomenal background, business background, business owner, runs a multi-million-dollar company out there in Texas. Just an incredible dude. Father of, I want to say, 5? And amazing wife and just an incredible life, and traveled the world. Me and Chris actually met each other on the world's biggest cruise ship, for those of you guys that might not know. And we will be recognized for some of our accomplishments, and we just hit it off. I ended up being his best man. He ended up being one of my best friends. And here we are, many moons later, Chris. And, man, we're still going strong, brother, and can't wait to get you guys out here to hang out with us and vice versa.
100%, my brother. 100%. We definitely will. I appreciate you. I really do.
Absolutely.
It's we've had a good little run, bro. It's been like 11 years now. You know what I'm saying?
Has it been
like 2013, I think, is when we first met. Yeah, I was just thinking about it on that cruise ship. Yeah, 2013.
Wow, that's crazy, man. And just nonstop traveled around the world. Just had so much fun, man. And just Chris is a phenomenal speaker, phenomenal motivator, and just life coach and coaches so many people, and have been is accredited for so many people's success in life and business and things like that. So definitely love having you on the stream. But today we're just gonna I'm gonna jump onto this screen right here where we're just gonna be talking everything That's everything. And, Chris going to be hanging out. I'm just going to be reading some stuff off here that's online like I normally do. And I'm going to respond, and Chris is going to respond. We're just going to have some fun. We're going to talk crypto, family, life, what's going on, what's happening, whatever it is, we're going to talk about it. Is that all right with everybody? Dr. Sheba in the house. Hello, Jose Velasquez. What's up, Jose? Tony Bags. What's up, my brother? Laurel Jack in the house. Greatest family on planet Earth. EARF. That's damn Skippy, huh? So anyways, let's get right into it. If you rely on others to make you happy, you will never be happy. Happiness is found from within. One more again. Can it be just as good the second time I read it? If you rely on others to make you happy, you will never be happy. Happiness is found from within. Chris, can you comment on that, brother? Because I know you know a whole lot about happiness. Talk to me, brother.
Well, we all seem to kind of have our idea of it or whatever. And whenever we have it misplaced, we decide to put it with other people. If they do this, I'll be happy. If this happens, I'll be happy. If I make this much, I'll be happy. But if you're happy from within, then whatever situation you're in, you'll have the attitude of gratitude. And that's how you get to being happy. And then whatever you have, you can just attract it. You know what I mean? Kind of like a Bob Proctor in The Secret, right? It's so you want to have it, you just got to be it, be the example you want to see in the world. If you're happy, then happy and good things will happen to you. But if you're not, then you'll, you can always find a reason why you're not, everybody that's not happy has many reasons as the rest of us that are happy. Right. It's, it reminded me of like, this guy, he's one of the greatest relationship guys. I know I've talked a little bit about him before. And he has this video where he talks about relationships, separates relationships out of just hundreds and thousands of relationships that they've listened to and monitored, because they got these nice little hotels that they have people go, like free vacation. Here, just take your wife. But you're hooked up to all this kind of stuff. It's measuring your heart rate, is measuring all kinds of different things. And they were talking about they got so good after, millions of people that they could tell when if they were going to divorce and when they were going to divorce. Up to about 95% accuracy. Oh yeah, they got 11 months left. Stuff like that, right? It was unreal.
Let me ask you a question, because you're going into a direction that I want to ask another question. Chris, how important is it? And I want you to hit on this for a second. How important it is. I mean, look, we all want to strive for success. We all want to push ourselves for greatness. But how important is it to not compare yourself to other people? Because I think a lot of times where we find unhappiness is when we're looking at what other people are doing. We're trying to, Chris has a lighting business that's doing this, and James is 6'8", and life. And it's like you can take inspiration from people, but you should never compare your life to people. How important it is to live your life and write your own story and not compare yourself to others. Because that's something that I feel like I see a lot of, I get a lot of, I just think that's an important question. I'd like to hear from you on that.
So, it's really important not to do that. And everybody, it's kind of to each his own. We should all notice and recognize, and be aware of our feelings. Right. And we know how, just like they say, they don't remember what you said, but they remember how you make them feel. That's right. And so when you feel a certain way about somebody, you need to dig deep to what that is, as opposed to, thinking that you just don't like that person or whatever. It might be, because a lot of people a lot of people have issues with people because they're looking at a reflection of their own potential, but realized potential. So they're seeing the reality of what they should have been if they actually were serious and not playing at the thing that other people think they're serious at. That's big. Right. That's big. So that's what a lot of us do. It's a lot of people think you're dead serious about something. You're playing around with it. You're treating it like a hobby and not a business. And then you're hating on somebody else that's treating a business like a business. And so when you can understand that most issues you would ever have with anyone else is actually issues you have within yourself, then you need to identify that and then fix that. Right. And then it'll keep you from comparing or whatever else, because when you're fixing that in yourself, you won't have that problem with everybody else, because most issues are a projection of how we really feel.
And let me comment on that. And I want people to understand, Chris doesn't just talk to us, he lives this, he's about this, as am I. And I want to use an example between you and I, if that's okay, Chris. Can I do that?
100%.
Can I talk amongst brothers, huh? My brother.
All
Okay.
day.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna give you an example. I remember when you and I was speaking, we were on the circuit of speaking, and some things happened in me and Jeanette's life, and you know what that is regarding family, and it pushed me back a little bit, and before that pushback. Right around the time that we got on that cruise, I was rising star. I was, all these things in representing that company at the top of the game. And then some things knocked me down and set me back, and I couldn't really speak. I couldn't really function. We had some things we were trying to work on family-wise, and it wasn't anything amongst me and Jeanette. It was just some things that happened to our family. And then all of a sudden, I looked up, and I was kind of keeping the ear sideways, and I looked up, and brother, you were on fire. You were on fire. All of a sudden, I saw life-size posters of you. You were in business, whatever magazine. They had articles, they had videos of you, and I remember I was just trying to figure out how to get through this situation with family. And I remember looking up, and the reason I'm bringing this up is that when I saw you, I felt so inspired. I felt so proud, and I think that's a lot of times what we don't do as men. We don't do as I could say as brothers or any type of nationality, we tend to hate on each other. And I remember looking at you, and I was so stinking proud. And I remember we were in California. You were touring all around the United States, around the world. And there's this thing that came up online, and it says, "Coming to California, Chris Moore," and it was like Ambassador Chris Moore. And I'm like, "What the hell, Chris coming to town?" And I remember being there, and I went to the event, and I remember sitting there looking at you, and I just said, "Man, I'm just so proud of my little brother." And what it did is it lit a fire under me. It lit a fire under me to say, okay, you know what? I was trying to search for that motivation to kind of get back into the seat after all those things that happened with the family. And I remember just that proudness that I felt for you, towards you. And then I said, you know what? I need to get my butt in gear. And I clicked out of it, and me and my wife were able to heal from that situation. Again, wasn't us personally, but just what happened to our family. And then all of a sudden, boom, next thing you know, I'm now in the same position. They've interviewed me. I'm all over the deal. I'm in the magazine now and all that stuff. So I bring that up because that's a personal reference to using things as motivation, not me going, "Gosh, dang it, Chris is, oh man, and always trying to compare yourself to other people. But instead, be led, be motivated, be inspired, and let that wake up that drive to succeed and win. And I just thought that was a great example of the opposite of looking at other people envying or hating. Go out there and let that person motivate you, whatever it is. It could be seeing me on this platform with Chris and saying, "Man, I like to get on the show," or hearing, "Oh, James has made millions in crypto. Okay, I want to go out there and do some things in crypto," whatever the hell it is. Or Chris owns his own business. Mike owns his own business. How do I do that? Whatever it is, man. So I want you to piggyback off that and just talk about the importance of finding motivation and not being, like you said, envious. And I just thought that was a great story that I can share with you. And I don't know if I've even shared that story with you, but just as someone who was proud and how you motivated me to get better in our journey of speaking. I don't think I've ever told you that, but I just want people to understand that we don't just talk about things, we actually live it. Go ahead, Chris.
100%. And I'll start by sharing something with you that I haven't shared with you either. The first time I met you on the cruise, you have to understand the situation I was in. I was inspired by you. Everybody on that cruise had been in the company longer than me. I had been actively building that company for about a full week before I qualified for that cruise.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
But there was a certain level that I had to get to, which was gold.
Right.
And that was, and I was told like the Monday or something before the whole deal, say, yeah, if you get to by Friday or whatever, then you can go on this cruise. And I was like, well, what do I got to do for that? And they were like, oh, 4,000 volume on this side, 4,000.
Right.
I was like, what?
Right.
I pretty much didn't even do my business. I was just going crazy for a little while. And I was like, you know what? Need to go on this little vacation with my wife or whatever. And I like,
Well,
ADHD people, we're always seeking adrenaline.
hold on,
But
because at the time y'all wasn't married. You said your wife, but y'all was boyfriend girlfriend that time.
yeah, we were. Now we knew we were gonna be together, but you're 100% right. So
I,
we were together, and
I think me and Jeanette was pushing y'all on that. We probably overly pushed.
yeah, y'all had a lot to do with
That's
how that
funny.
took place that particular day in
That's
Vegas
funny.
and all. But I would say that we were wanting to go on a vacation, and we went hard at that.
Right.
But there was a big difference between you know us that qualified for that. Now
Right.
we had did some big things in the previous company that we're in, but that one we were still pretty new, and so we kind of didn't even necessarily know how things went because we didn't even know how to hit that rank. My buddy Joel had showed me what I had to do, and so we did that. We were the newcomers. We didn't understand anything. I didn't know the company name really. I'm not
Right.
even kidding you. And so I went there. I had to talk with you. You had about 12 other people in your organization that hit the same level as me. So me and you, we were both, there, but we were in complete different classes when it came to that. And that inspired me to go do what I did.
Right.
Okay. So that motivated me and got me going like crazy. But before that, I didn't know what was going on, who was in the company, who was the owner, anything like that. I just wanted to go on a vacation. I didn't know, you know what I mean?
Right.
We were just wanting to spend some time together, me
Right.
and the wife and everything. And
Right.
and, and I didn't expect to make connections like that. You and
Exactly.
your wife were the only real ones that we really connected with, there. I can be an extrovert or whatever, but I don't bring a lot of people into my circle. And
Right. Right.
and but the first second I met you, we clicked,
That's
and it was what it was.
absolutely. No, I agree with you on that. And Todd Pig said, "Is this a crypto channel?" Absolutely, Todd. Today is called Sunday Funday. So normally, if you want to see everything that we do in crypto, Todd, just so you understand who we are, I've never seen you on the show before. It's called Crypto for Life. Yes, we have incredible information. We've done. Been around for a little over 12 months now. We've got a Rolodex of information, Todd. If you want to go to our channel, hit live, and you'll see strategies. You'll see game plans as far as dollar cost averaging in, dollar cost averaging out. You see some incredible interviews. We talk success stories. We talk about government. We talk about projects. We do a whole lot of stuff, Todd. But today is called Sunday Funday, so we're going to be talking about crypto. We're going to be talking about life. And right now, the subject that me and Chris are talking about, my friend, is we're talking about basically making sure that you don't envy others, and you basically find that thing within yourself to be successful. And the topic that I think we're on right now, Chris, was not comparing yourself to other people. So if you know anything about crypto, if you know anything about business, Todd, or you want to figure out how a lot of people think when it comes to business. I've been in business for 25 years. I'm an ex-professional basketball player. I've owned, semi-pro basketball teams. I've owned just a bunch of stuff, and I got into crypto in 2017 and have been very, very successful at it. And so all these things lead up to how people feel towards others, right? You might see someone and say, "Oh, this guy has been, is a millionaire. I don't know if I can do it," or you try to compare yourself to someone else's success. So that's what we're talking about at this particular moment, and that's what Chris was actually talking about, how we met and how he was inspired. So I didn't mean to cut Chris off, but I saw that Todd had put it. Is this a crypto channel? What the hell are they talking about? So I just want to make sure I address that. Brandon Dobbin in the house. My sister, Earth Angel. Earth Angel. What's up, Earth Angel? How you doing, sis? Karma Carmichael's in the house. Dr. Sheba. Let's keep it going. Chris Moore, 6-8Jay. Greatest way to start your day. Before we get started, guys, before we continue on, let me remind you guys that we've got an extraordinary event here in Las Vegas, May 3rd and 4th. It's an XRP event. It's going to be hosted by Digital Perspectives. It's going to have, Brad Kimes. It's going to have DAI. It's going to have Joe Cass. I'm sure that we're going to have Brad Garlandhouse and many, many others. You're welcome, Todd Pig, my brother. Welcome to the greatest family on planet Earth. And we definitely appreciate you being here. And if you think for some reason I don't know how to talk, Todd, if I say Earth, EARF, or if I call you my brother, it just means you're more important. I can't say EARTH because it just on Earth. It just sounds too square on Earth, baby, because you're in crypto and you're here to change your family's life, and that's what we're here to talk about. So, Chris, let's get back right into it. So no, that was a great way to answer that question, Chris. If you want to continue on with that, if not, then we'll move on to something else.
I want to say here what I was saying here just a second ago. I wanted to have people understand that when I was talking about the all the data that they had collected from all all these couples and stuff like that, they had separated, and they could, determine within 90 something percent accuracy if people were going to divorce and when it was going to happen, all this and that.
Right.
They separated these people into two different groups, the masters and the disasters. Okay. And the crazy thing was they were talking about unresolved issues, how every couple has issues that there's no real solution or answer for. Just they're unresolvable, not unresolvable issues. And they said that the disasters, 70% of their issues were completely unresolvable.
Wow.
Okay. And then they said, what would you guess the percentage is for the masters, the couples that succeed that they didn't divorce?
Yeah.
70%.
What?
Same number, 100%.
Wow.
So it's not the situation you're in, it's how you deal with them. It's your attitude of gratitude and how if you got something to say to somebody, you can say it a couple different ways, right?
Absolutely.
And it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So it's the same thing with anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's what's your attitude and how you're going to approach it. And one of the most common things, I know this will sound kind of dumb, and when I tell you this, but one of the most common things that I've helped people with life coach wise, that's made things a lot different for them, was saying that, okay, if your wife tells you to do something, or if you're going to do something for your kids, you're going to do it.
Right.
Do it with enthusiasm, or do it like you're happy about doing it.
Absolutely.
That's it. If you grump, complain, everything else, you're punishing people for wanting you to do something for them, right? So how your attitude about how you do things means a whole lot. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially to the people that care a lot about you.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And my wife, me and my wife have issues right now. She wants to know why I'm so damn tall. Why are you 6'8"? And then I elbow in the bed when we're sleeping. Let me stop. Good Lord. Stay away from, let's go to the next thing. Stay away from people who think you're arguing every time you try to express yourself. Chris, have you ever felt that way? You try to express it. Yeah, man. Like you might be in a conversation with your significant other or friend, and they always feel like you're arguing. It's like, I'm not trying to argue. I'm trying to express myself, right? Express yourself. Talk about that, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I might go a little deep with this, but so there was two things. All right. So the first time, people thought I was arguing with them is because, for one, I was being defensive.
Right.
I was being defensive. So I had to learn that I don't need to be defensive.
Right.
Okay. So now I can say something and it might come off short, but that's all I need to say about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you need more information, I can give it to you, but there's it's important to say more with less sometimes, right?
I got you.
And standing, and I had to learn to stand in my own masculinity. This is what it is, and how do you want to deal with it? But that's what it is. I don't have any excuse. I don't have to backtalk. I don't have to, defend myself. Nothing. This is what it is.
Right.
And so when people still had issues with something, I had to understand that wasn't my issue.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so with some people, I had to understand, okay, hey man, are you all right? Like, what's really the issue? Because when people say something to you a certain way, if you respond to them and you get all kind of, aggressive or something, it's one thing, you're exposing yourself there. But if somebody says something and your response is, hey man, you all right? It goes to a whole different place because damn, am I all right?
Right.
Like,
right. No,
what's going on? Like, what, man, I'm having trouble with the wife, man. You know what? 15 minutes later, man, you really helped me with that or whatever. But in a typical situation, you end up fighting with them or something,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And so yeah. But when you're talking to somebody and they think you're arguing every time you're saying something, that's their own personal level of sensitivity. And you can communicate with them about that and get to the root of that. So it's not something that's going to continuously happen.
That makes sense. Yeah, I love it.
Like the saying go, communication is a problem with the world. Let's not let it be a problem between me and you.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to tell them.
You guys welcome the greatest opportunity, or the greatest, one of the greatest life coaches that I know. My boy Chris Moore, one of the best to ever do it. Bitcoin. Let's move on. Bitcoin is the best performing asset in the last decade. Chris, I don't know if you can see the chart right here. You look at Amazon,
Huge.
You look at Tesla, you look at Apple, you look at Bitcoin, you look at Bitcoin. You look at S&P 500, Google, Microsoft, gold. Bitcoin has outperformed them all. I'm just really excited, guys. One of the things that we always talk about is the journey. And I know me and you've been around this game for a while. And you probably remember a time where people were saying, Bitcoin is this, or it's not, it's going to go to zero, or it's funny money, or whatever else. And you look at, just talk about really quickly, what you've seen as far as since you've been in Bitcoin and, been in this space, and what you feel as far as, mainstream adoption, institutional adoption, the fact that everywhere you go, everywhere you look, countries, governments, some of the biggest money in the world is jumping into Bitcoin. These ETFs have just set the market on fire. Talk about how you, just talk about that in itself and just how it feels to understand that we're part of something that's forever going to change the world is huge.
Absolutely, brother. So I can definitely say that, whenever you're listening to somebody, one of the first things you got to do is consider the source, right? And understand that, like in any argument, are you having a logical argument or are you having an emotional argument?
Right.
Okay. So, because if you don't know what you're doing, it's kind of like getting into it with your wife or something, right?
Right.
If she's like, man, you never make me your priority. You never, and then, but your argument is, what about yesterday when I did this and I did it? You know what I mean? It's like, no, emotion. That's how she's feel. That doesn't have to be the most, way that you interpret it and everything else. And you're trying to slam her with facts or something like that's going to make her feel better. So I've come to understand that the people that are giving advice about crypto, they don't like crypto and they don't understand crypto.
Right.
But how can you refute anything that's been the best performing asset in a decade? Thing was trying to hear people come up with excuses of why it's the best performing asset, but it's still not a good one. That is the crazy. That sounds so crazy. Right. So that when you talk to people like that, you're like, okay, we're both insane if I'm arguing with you. So exactly. I don't, so if we care about what something actually is, and what the data tells us and how we want to experience generational wealth and abundance, and our cup runneth over, then we need to get on the winning train here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I listened to you for just a few minutes, James. I listened to you for a few minutes about crypto some time back in the pandemic. We had the largest private gym here, 30,000 square foot gym, bigger than Gold's Gym and LA Fit and everything. We were loving it. Life was just our gym. That was our thing.
That's right.
And the pandemic hit and we shut it down. And I was like, okay. So then I went kind of hardcore into the life coaching and took on a couple, high-end clients and stuff, and just figuring out different things. And you talked to me about crypto. The advice you gave me in less than 5 minutes is the reason how we were able to go buy that Cadillac Escalade outside. Wow. Right. Wow. And that's not even ragging or anything. And we didn't do, we didn't invest nowhere near as much as probably a lot of other people it did, but that was me investing and then pretending I'm a fake day trader too. Wow. Moving stuff around and doing all this and that. What the only time I did something right was when I didn't do anything, and that's how I learned for sure HODL is the model, right? You had learned that too. And so halfway listening to you and 10% of doing what you said, we found some success.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
And so it's like, I can't deny that. I can't, things I've told some of my friends help them find a success based off of what you had told me in just a few minutes. Right. Wow. So, you can't refute, the bank account, tangible things that are taken care of for, your buddy that was helping you back, when you were doing crypto, that he bought land and got a place and all this other stuff. Like you have to invest. You have to invest in something to have something. And what in the world would be better than this right now? This is where the world is going. This is digital, man. This is
undeniable.
You know what I mean? You go back 20 years ago, 30 years ago, there's a lot of things that's done very, very well that sounds crazy if you talk about how big it's going to be. Okay. Because I can tell you right now that online little bookstore started out of a garage. Nobody really thought that was really going to be Amazon, right? Like it's, when Barnes and Nobles used to be the Goliath to that, and now look at it now, right? And so crypto is what's going on right now, and crypto is the future. So you got to invest, get a good spot. Don't do anything crazy. Dollar cost average. Pay attention. Go watch all the videos and get the strategies and everything else, because you put out some phenomenal information and ways to do it. I love your 70-20-10. Like, I learned a lot from you, bro. And like I said, I halfway listened to you and 10% did what you said and found success. Like, what in the world is bigger proof than that?
Did you guys just hear what my brother said? And I mean, I always appreciate when you hear that you've helped someone, and Chris is my brother, but he took 10%, and was able to apply that and do some things that were able to change his family's life. All I got to say for all of you guys that are here, Big Bro 10, Crypto Tells, Todd Pig in the house, Brandon Dobbin, Karma Carmichael, good Lord, Earth Angel, Dr. Sheba, Jose Velasquez, and many others. This is for you. Woo!
Hey, look, 4 years and it's still no cheers. If fear selling and I'm still all in. What do you do when your freedom is in illusion? How high will it go when the XRP get the moon in? It's amusing when you know that you ain't losing. Going back to go back, got them choosing. Which one? Bag it up. This one? Stack it up.
Guys, I tell you what, I'm super excited to have my brother, Chris Moore, the one and only. And by the way, guys, this Thursday, I just got a message that I was texting, from Will Fix. So for those of you guys that know who Will Fix is, he's an incredible influencer, has a YouTube channel, doing some great things. His videos get a lot of traction, and he's actually a big XRP advocate. And so I just got a message for him that he will be coming on this Thursday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be what my guy Will Fix. So you guys look forward to having him on. If you guys want to check him out, you go to his YouTube page and check him out. But extraordinary guy coming on this Thursday, special guest Will Fix. And we're going to be talking some serious things about XRP, why he got involved, strategies, and also price predictions and some other things like that, where he sees it going. So really excited about that. Let's get back with it. So as we move on, Chris, my brother, thank you so much for that, guy, my man. I appreciate you in a major way saying that. And there's a lot of things you've helped me out with as well as a life coach. So I definitely appreciate you on that level. Let's look what my man Lark Davis says. He says, want to be successful? Bad news is there is rarely an overnight solution. Good news is that if you can get 1% better every day, then in a year you will barely recognize yourself. Wow. And in 5 years, you can be living your dream. I think it happens sooner than that. I think it happens sooner than that. This is a post from Michael Branch. He says, stable coin wars, Circle executives. Somebody tell him. Circle, which is USDC, executive tells Congress that U.S. Treasury Department should probe rival company Tether. And for those of you guys who know, it says, he said, Brandon Dobbins says, Chris looks like a smart, badass NFL player. Cheers, Chris. If you see that brother, man, he looks like the Incredible Hulk in person.
I put on a sweater, bro, just to not distract from anything.
Hey, brother, they can see who you are, man. Chris, if you guys check out any of Chris's picture, that dude's like competition big. So this is crazy, Chris. I find this a little bit. For those of you guys want to read this article, go to this link. This is where it starts getting interesting because you got Stephen Naroff, who is calling out Ethereum, and I'm talking about in a major way. And I've got a video here I'm going to play in just a second of some expo. He's just nonstop exposing ETHgate, Ethereum, Joe Lubin, Vitalik Buterin, all those guys, disguised whales. He's talking about how they've done things unethical, how he tried to warn that they were doing things that could violate security laws. And so that's ETHgate. And by the way, now they've got John Deaton, who is also in that documentary that they're shooting about ETHgate. Stephen Naroff is in it. I heard they're going to be shooting the final stages of it out here in Las Vegas. So I'm telling you, that documentary is going to be absolutely crazy. And so that's two of the things that I talked about. I talked about ETHgate. And then the second thing I talked about was Tether. And now you've got USDC getting with Congress, someone's snitching. I'm just saying, and talking about the things they could do to probe. And when I hear probe, I think of audit. And when I think of audit, I think of the fact that Tether has always tried to stay away from a full audit. They've ran away. They've avoided is the word I'm looking for, a full audit. Matter of fact, they've done light audits and they've paid fines in order to get away with it because they don't want to be fully audited. So I'm just saying, when you've got another company, and what does this remind you of? For those of you guys who are watching this, what does this remind? Does this not remind you of Binance and CZ and what he did to FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried? It's the same damn thing. He came out and started talking about or talking against FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried and things that he didn't want to be associated. Oh, look out for this and look out for that. And all of a sudden, you had the downfall of FTX. And where's Sam Bankman-Fried? He's in prison with who? Do Kwon from what? Luna. And they're out there, eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich with an orange and a cookie. And all I got to say is, don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap, baby. Because Tyrone might get you. You better be careful. Don't drop that damn soap. But anyways, that's what happens when you do things bad, Chris. So what does that sound like? That's what it sounds like to me, is that Circle is now doing what CZ and Binance did. And they didn't say the executive's name, but they're saying, look into USDT. Something ain't right. And all of a sudden, an audit happens, or they start coming down. And if you don't think that can pull this market back, you're out of your damn mind. I always said, if there was two spades that could be played in the game of spades, you guys know the card game of spades, that's the ace of spades and the king of spades that are unbeatable. King of spades being ETHgate and Ethereum. If that has some type of downfall, that could be huge. And the second thing would be Tether, because a lot of people attribute the 2021 pump to $68,000, $69,000 with Bitcoin to Tether printing money. And if you go even further into China and what's going on with China and around the world, but specifically in China with Evergrande and other companies that are looking to liquidate $500 billion, well, guess who's tied into that? Tether. Guess who's deeply tied into that? USDT. So I'm telling you guys, there's some stuff that's getting ready to happen, guys, that's absolutely crazy. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, if we have a bit of retracement, people are going to freak out. And for me, not me, I'm going to be like, I'm buying some more, baby. Buy that dip. Don't trip, buy the dip. Let me see what else we got here, Chris. We've got, I like this right here. Absolutely no coin can guarantee profits. The sooner you understand this, the sooner you will diversify and start locking in gains. Now, locking in gains is very important. And this is where I want to go back to what you said, Chris. It's one thing to make money. It's one thing to make money in crypto. It's one thing to have a pump up, whatever else. But you got, what do we talk about in this show? The 5 steps of success. If you guys don't know, go over to our Crypto for Life page, scroll down, and look where it says, where's it at? 5. I got it in here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. I promise I'm not going to play that Gary Gensler interview today. We're going to look for this point here. The 5 tips for success in cryptocurrency. Number 1, strategic plan. Number 2, do your own research. Number 3, control your emotions. And number 4, take profit. And that's exactly what Chris was talking about when he got in this. He said, hey, I listened to 10% of what my brother said. He had a lot of stuff going on. He had one of the biggest gyms in his area, and then was devastated by COVID, and decided to get into life coaching, get into some other things. He's always had his lighting business that does like multi-million-dollar deals, but he got into crypto and he took profit and said, hey, I went out and bought a vehicle. Now, this is at the top of the market. He took profit then. If Chris would have waited, that would have been down. Now, obviously, it's back up again, but you got to take profits. And so, Chris, talk about that really quickly. Why do you think is important? Because I don't know if you ever seen that commercial. There was a tax commercial. I don't know if it was like Hewlett Packard or something like that, or not Hewlett Packard. What's it called? The companies that file taxes, whatever. But they had this brother that was doing his taxes, and he goes, "I'm a millionaire. I'm a thousandaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm a thousandaire." It was like a commercial that went viral. And basically, what it was saying is that when the markets went up, the guy was making all this money, and all of a sudden the market went down. He's like, "Damn it, my money's back down again." So you definitely got to take profits. And like you said, we have videos on that, which is before I have you answer that question, we've got it right here: dollar cost average in and dollar cost average out. Learning how to take profits. Again, this is not financial advice. It's just my 2 Satoshis on strategies that I use. And if I can find the video here, let me show it real quick before. Right here. So dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out. When I dollar cost average in, I'm using the 70-20-10 method, which I share in this video right here. And when I dollar cost average out, I'm taking profit 25, 25, 50 as I double up in my profits and things like that. So Chris, talk about why you think it's important to take profit and not just sit around and let your money go up and let your money go down and go, oh my God, that kind of thing. Go ahead, Chris.
Because you got to celebrate the small wins. You know what I mean? And you got to have, you can't, there will be certain things you'll put something into and never get anything out. So if you're not getting a little something along the way, right, then you're not going to stick with it no matter what it is. You know what I mean? If you have dedication, commitment, and sacrifice and no reward, that sounds like punishment. That doesn't sound like right. So HODL might be the model, but you gotta milk the cow a little bit as opposed to killing it and having one big barbecue, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? hey, I cashed everything out and I did this and that, and now it went up, and now you got the whole, feeling like you got left out or whatever. You know what I mean? So you got to just take profits. Keep like Perk says on ESPN, Big Perkins. He says you got to keep a cool booty. Okay, you got to keep a cool booty. Chill out, take some profits. You know what I'm saying? Because and your wife, okay, you you need to show mama that you're making the right decision. Facts. and that things are paying off, because to achieve real success, and it's in a book. I think it's like 177 tips of the world class, and it talks about how, like, if you can delay gratification for an extended period of time, it is the most necessary thing, right, for people to really achieve success in something. But man, we all need those little wins. That's here right. and there. Facts. And so taking profit is much of a common sense strategy as it is an emotional strategy. And it's a good idea all the way around.
And I want to stop you on that for a second, because you said something that just probably is super profound, and that is little wins. And I think what I see so many people do, Chris, is they, look, I'm excited about crypto. I understand, where Bitcoin has potential of going. Kathy Wood says low end 600,000, high end 1.5 million by 2030. I get it. And it's like seeing into the future of where things are going. I get it. The potential of where XRP can go, I get it. The potential of where SHX can go, I get it. All these different assets, Solana, Matic, whatever. The problem is that if you sit around and wait for the major explosion, there is so much money you're leaving on the table. And then what a lot of people do is a lot of people, because let's be honest, the average person doesn't have a whole lot of money to throw in and say, okay, I'm gonna put in $100,000. I'm gonna put in half, because that obviously can produce quicker results. But I remember a guy telling me a while back, he goes, man, if you got $3,000, and this, I said this before on my show when I first started a year ago, he said, if you got $3,000 and if you invested it right, you could be a millionaire by 2030. You could be a millionaire in the next 3 to 5 years. And the way that he talked about that was putting that money into good projects. And I'm gonna give you a prime example. Let's talk about we could talk about I had my boy Mike Owens on the channel. What's up, Alina Combs? My sister's in the house. Dave P's in the house. I had my boy Mike Owens on, Chris, and he had got into a coin call. Let me see if I can find it here. LCX. And I know Mike doesn't mind me telling the story, but he put in 30,000. Now Mike is a multimillionaire. He just opened up his third lot here in Las Vegas, and he owns real estate and much stuff. But he put in 30 grand in LCX, and it turned into 320,000 in 60 days, in just over 60 days. And so you got to ask yourself, but what if that was 3,000? That would have been $32,000. Now you take, so I'm just trying to give an example, not brag about Mike or what he has, and I know that's not the average story, but let's talk about that. Mm-hmm. Let's say if it was $300 in LCX, mm-hmm. and it turned into 3,200, and then you took that 3,200 and put into something like when Six8Jay called out SHX, and SHX was several zeros and a 3, and all of a sudden it came to 1 cent. So then all of a sudden your 3,000 turned into, you see what I'm saying? Like it can continue to happen. You can go from 300 to 3,000, 3,000 to 30,000, 30,000 to 300,000. How do I know? I started this damn journey in 2017 with 15 grand, Chris. So if you don't think it's possible,
motivated. That's the part 2 of James motivating the hell out of Chris. What you did in crypto, because I was there the whole step, man. Goodness gracious,
every freaking step of the way you were there, and you watch as I would say, Chris, Chris, I broke 100. Chris, I got 200. Chris, I got $1 million.
You were blowing up left and right.
I was like, $5 million. It's like everything I said, I called you every stinking time and was showing you what I did. Chris, look at my wallet. Oh my God! So all I'm trying to tell you guys is that, and I don't say a lot of those things. I don't tell all the stories because I don't want to come across as bragging. But if you don't think you can get wealthy off of a few grand, then maybe you shouldn't be in this space, or maybe you're not doing it right. And everything I do, Chris, there's an analogy behind it. There's a reason for it. Mm-hmm. In the very beginning of the show, so when my guy here, who's brand new to the show, where's he at? Todd Pig. And Todd Pig says, his question was, is this a crypto channel? Sometimes you got to follow the story and get to the end to understand the relevancy of what we were talking about. And what we were talking about, number one, first thing we start talking about is stop comparing yourself to other people. As soon as you understand that everything you need to win is inside of you, Everything you need to win is inside of you, and as soon as you turn that into a strategy, as soon as you got in your mind that everything you need is inside of you, and that whatever you're working with is enough, it's enough. That's the point of all this. So yeah, I didn't come out and go, yo, Chris, crypto, everyone's gonna get rich. XRP, 10,000. I'm not gonna do that. We keeping it 100 here. This is Sunday Fun Day, but we got a message, and the message is stop looking at what everybody else is doing. Understand the greatest asset you have is you. If you don't know how to tap into that, if you don't know how to recognize that, go stand your ass in front of one of the greatest inventions on planet Earth. It's called the mirror. Ask the mirror everything that's going wrong and everything that's going right, and ask the mirror, can I win? Can I take a few $1,000s and turn it into millions? And guess what the mirror is going to do? It's going to give you the right answer. It's going to show you the right answer every time, and that's you. So the point I'm trying to make is this, guys, is that if you could take a few hundred and turn it to a few thousand to 30, and 30 to, it's possible. It's possible. But stop going around, because we make some, and look, I'm guilty. I'm not guilty of that part of, but I'm guilty at looking at throughout my journey, putting money in projects that are no longer here. And so one of the reasons I'm very, very big, and I'm a big advocate of not spending money on crap coins, when I talk about Shikaka coins, because I can tell you, even with my strategy 70-20-10, I will put 10%, but 10% for me, if I always tell people 70-20-10, but the 10% I was putting into crypto, Chris, was hundreds of thousands of grand money, thousands of dollars. So I watched some small coins that went way up, and I didn't take profit because I thought, oh my God, Pet Bull's this is gonna do that. A Safe Moon's gonna do that, and these coins got up to tens of thousands of dollars just to watch them not even exist anymore, Chris. They're gone.
Yeah,
they're gone. And so all I'm telling you guys is you got to be careful in this damn space and make smart moves. And sometimes things don't move as you want them to move. But you got to find the right coins with the right utilities, the right partnerships, the right use cases, just like Mike did with LCX. Again, you don't have to have 30 grand to go to 320 grand. What about 3 grand? What about 300? 300 comes to 3,200. 3,200 comes to 32,000. You guys starting to get it. 32,000 turns into 100. 100. I'm telling you, once you get to that $100,000 spot and you put that and you diversify that in the right assets, and then you catch the right run up. And again, one of the things Chris talked about is making sure you take profit. And the reason that this is big, and I don't mean to keep running on, and the reason it's so important for you guys to go back and listen to this video right here, which is, again, it's not financial advice, but when you listen to this dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out, I'll talk about how to put money in, and as you start going, let's say you have that run up, as you're going up, take 25%. Take 25%, put it on the side into a stable coin. All of a sudden, what did the market do? It retraced. I was yelling this from the mountaintop way back when Bitcoin was going crypto was going way up, and all of a sudden the market retraced back down to 15,000 for Bitcoin, 15,000 something, and a lot of these altcoins went down, and guess what? You reinsert and now your position has doubled or tripled. How do I do that? Go and pay attention to these videos that we're making, guys. I'm telling you, these things are priceless. Brendan Dublin says, long-term bag, moon bag for profits. Yeah, you're gonna hodl, but you learn how to take profit and then reinsert. I'm not talking about taking profit and spending all the time. I mean, you can allocate some of that to living and things like that, but take profit, take out what you need to if you need a little extra money. First of all, you shouldn't be investing in crypto and trying to eat off of it. I think that's just a horrible philosophy right now. I think you should have a plan A, and your plan B, which is crypto, will set you free only if you allow that money to grow. And you're able to have a plan with that money in order to get you where you want to go. But if you're just taking money, it's going to be very hard to get to where you want to go. For an example, if you put in 3 grand and get to 30, and you take out 20, well, how long do you think it's going to take you to get to that millionaire status? So let's see what Alina Combs says. Hi, Dave. Dave P says, right on. Appreciate you, my brother. Chris Moore, go ahead and make some comments on that as far as just how a little something, as long as you have a game plan. And you said it. You said 2 things: hodl's a model, and you said take small wins. And brother, you couldn't be more right on with those 2 statements. You got to take small wins, and you got to hodl, and you got to have tough skin, man, because it's not always easy, man. This thing can make you sick. It's one hell of a roller coaster, but you got to understand where that roller coaster is going. The end of that roller coaster is a life unlimited. Go ahead, Chris.
100%. So it's if there has to be a strategy and a plan to what you're going to do, because no matter who you are, if you don't really have a strategy put out there, then you're going to be emotional, because that's the only thing that's left. A lot of people think that we're logical people that are sometimes emotional, but we're emotional people that are sometimes logical. And so if
Right.
that's what we really are. So if you don't have a system out there that you put together when you were, being logical about, what you're trying to accomplish, then emotion is the only thing you have left. So you're going to do what you feel. And how often are you right about that? Right.
Right.
It's you got to take the wins. You got to take the wins, because you'll drive yourself insane. You can't have too many of those coins that go to, to the moon and then go to zero without you taking out anything before you lose your daggone mind, and so you got to learn from what you're doing, take some little wins, see what's up. And then if you need to reinvest or whatever else, and you could tell that it's about to, make another move for the right direction, then you can do that. But you gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention and put together a strategy.
I agree.
Because they said that if you don't have a target, then you're going to hit it with impeccable aim.
That's
so
right.
If you don't have anything you're shooting for, that's exactly what you're going to end up with. Nothing.
That's right. That's right. And I want to let me tell a story here, guys. I want to tell this story, and I hope that this story helps someone today. I got in crypto in 2017, and I started trying to trade. I sold I had this extra car. It was a Navigate, a white Hummer, and I took that money and I got into crypto with that. I think I sold it for like 25 grand, and I took 15 and got into crypto. And, it was up and down for the first couple of years, Chris. And in 2019, something horrific happened called COVID. And at that time, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. Nothing that either one of us had done up to that point even mattered, Chris, because, sometimes we can say, oh, I was MVP of this, and I was almost won a national title. I was in this, and I was in this mag. It don't mean nothing. You can't determine your future based off of past success. And so for me, I was in a position of being stuck. I didn't know what the hell to do. What's up, Marvin Davis? I didn't know what the hell to do. And what I did know is that the industry that you and I were in would never be the same. The industry that you and I, if we had to go predicated off of speaking and traveling, when me and you used to speak, it was predicated off of them filling up rooms with 50 people, 500, 5,000, 15,000. And hey, that being in front of people was at a halt. That wasn't happening no more. So just like
100%,
just like musicians and people who performed at arenas and concerts, that was our job. We showed up to concerts. We flew. We did. And so I knew things weren't going to be the same. And I said, you know what? I was in this thing, crypto, and I didn't see everything it could do. I mean, I understood it, but like I said, at that point, it was a bit of a struggle. But the crazy thing about it is that when COVID hit, it became one of the most horrific times for everyone here on the planet. It became the greatest opportunity for me financially I've ever had in my life, because at that moment, I had nothing else to do. I locked myself in a room. I had very little money, Chris. I had very little money, and I was trading, and that 15,000 got up to like 100 and something thousand, and then because of some stupid dumb trades, that 100,000 got down to like 60 or 50 something thousand, and I was stressed out. I was like, oh my God, like I'm going backwards, and I take it back. Actually, I got up to like 200 something thousand, and I came down to like 60 something thousand, and at that point, I realized, I said, dude, something's not right. I mean, you talking about sick to your stomach? I got sick to my damn stomach because one minute my wife and kids thought I just found the answer right in the midst of COVID, and they were all, oh, and then a couple bad moves, and then I let my emotions get a hold of me. I didn't take profit, all these different things in these trades. I was trying to time the top and bottom, all these things we talk about not to do. I was doing as a trader, and I got down to 60 something grand, maybe right around 60 grand. And I said, man, I'm messing up. And that's when it hit me like a ton of rocks. I got to find the right projects. I got to hodl. I got to do my research and due diligence. And by doing that with a little bit of patience, I can get there. And I could tell you guys what, you don't got to be brilliant in this game, Chris. You don't got to get on stage and speak like we did, Chris. You don't got to play basketball like me and you did, Chris. You don't have to be brilliant like you are, Chris. You don't have to do any of those things. All you got to do is pay attention. And there are some incredible people out there like myself, and I say that humbly, like yourself, like Six8Jay, like many others that are giving great advice. Now, there's some influencers out there that are full of shit, and I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say it live, and I don't care if they are, right? Because it's one of the reasons that I was inspired to do this is because I got so sick and tired of people shilling coins, ruining people, wrecking people, so that they can get quick gains and then dump those projects. Rug pulls. And I just got sick of it. People every day calling $1 million Bitcoin and $1,000 extra, and it just made me sick. And but as soon as I started implementing the HODL as a model, looking at projects for what the partnerships were and utility, and it's like I was reborn at that moment. I looked up and it was hundreds of thousands, it was millions, and it changed my life. And I don't say that to impress upon anyone, but to impress upon you that this, you can do it for any reason you're sitting in this. And now watch this, Chris. It goes back to me and your conversation and how we started this. Stop looking at what other people are doing and realize those people are no different than you. See? So all of a sudden we started the conversation, and here I'm telling you, stop looking at people like me and where I'm at, and start realizing I am you. Do you realize that's why we have the kind of connection we got with our group? I am you. I'm no better. I'm no different. I'm nobody special. Maybe my wife and kids feel that way, but I'm just saying I'm just a guy from Brooklyn who was raised on food stamps and projects and in every horrible situation you could think of, who just wanted more. And so I say this to you guys from my heart. I say this from you guys, and I want Chris to speak on this as well, because I know life hasn't been all, shits and giggles for you either, Chris. But I want to speak this from my heart, guys. Just know that everything you need. People used to always say, what do you do? And I'm sure they asked Chris, what do you do to be successful? When we were speaking, I said, as soon as I realized how to love me. And as soon as I realized how to ask the most simple question in the world, and that is, how are you? People want to know that you care more than they want to know what you know. My show is not predicated. I could have got on here and started, and I know this, and I'm smart because I made money, and I could have done all this stuff, but that's what, no one wants to hear that. So when I saw my man come on here, what's his name? Todd Pig. You know what? Todd, if you want to see some excitement, my brother, and I'm not picking on you, Todd, I'm using you as an example. If you want to see some excitement, go back and watch our videos here. I'll show you some crazy excitement. I'll show you a brother that's hyped up when I need to be, who loves more often than not, who's a big brother to everyone that's on this show, who supports his family, who cares about his family, who wants to see everybody in here win. That's what makes our show different, is that I fell hard. I struggled. I came from nothing, but I believed, and I went through every obstacle you could think of to get to where I'm at, and that's what makes this show so unique. So in everything that we said today is, I want to remind you guys that everything you need to win in this space, everything you need to be an extraordinary version of you, before I hand this over to Chris, go stand in front of the mirror and realize it's you. And as soon as you acknowledge that, and as soon as you love yourself and embrace the fact that you are, and my mother is one of the most profound things my mother ever said to me, man, and that's when I realized I couldn't lose. She said, son, you're 1 in a million. That's all she had to say, and I believed it. So I'm here to tell you guys, you're 1 in a million. Everything you need to win in the space, in life, and all that you do is within you. Chris, take it away.
100%. That's literally all I kind of help people with. I don't really, I don't take nothing from anywhere else, right? I help them kind of find themselves a bit, and it takes somebody to tell you what you already know for you to get where you already want to go, right? It's people don't realize how much they're contradicting what their actual goals and desires are based on the actions that they're doing. It's, well, this is my priority. Okay, well, what are you putting towards that every day to determine, that shows yourself and the universe that that's what you want? I don't know. I think about it a lot. Well, that doesn't really count much, right? Like, but we all kind of have a blockade about a lot of different things. Like, honestly, a lot of the things I've helped a lot of people with is just, their ideas about money, right? Like, there's people that are saying they want success, but afraid of it. Right. Or had certain, like, man, I feel like I can't be happy with that. I can't say that out loud. I can't do this. I can't do that. Right. Like, it's how we think about everything is going to determine how we're going to achieve it, because Lord's not going to give you something that you don't even really want. Facts. So yeah, it's the answers are always in us. That's why people inspire. They didn't give you something you didn't already have. They just kind of motivated the you that you are, right? And in a lot of cases that came with just a little bit of, perspective shift.
Right.
They said something that just hit different. You're like, or it could have even been the same thing. But as we understand things, we understand that there's deeper layers of things. Something you can hear today that sounds dumb as heck is profound as you've ever heard it 6 months from now, because you have a different understanding about either a relating or that exact topic, right? So sometimes things land on fertile ground, and sometimes they land on stone, and that's in us all, right?
That's right.
We don't absorb everything. We're not in the mind, the space of that, right? And so, just when you were first talking about this, and like I said, I halfway listened, 10% implemented, and still found success. Well, when I paid attention to you one time, and then I paid attention to you again months later, you sounded like a different person. Okay. You had taken some losses, you had went down and stuff. You became a lot more technical. You became a student of the industry. You're like a daggone reporter, dude. Like you go, you gather information, you facts, you study stuff, you do your homework. You're just not playing at the thing that people think you're serious at. You're serious about it.
Right.
And when you're that way, you'd accumulate a following no matter what you do, even if you weren't talking to anybody, because you didn't have a podcast yet, but I was tuning in and listening, right?
That's right.
I was calling you to learn what I needed to learn. And so when you started becoming the example, you went from almost like a, hey man, this will do big and lotto mentality to sounding like a scientist or a financial, like you were breaking it down like a fraction. And I was like, look at old James, boy, he's really understanding this thing. And that gave me a lot of confidence in it, because, I could tell that you knew what was going on, so when you gain the technical expertise and what you're doing, and you just, it doesn't take you long. It doesn't take you long, guys. I think the saying is, if you spend 18 minutes a day for a year doing any one thing, you'd be better than 95% of the people that do it. 18 minutes a day. Shoot, 18 minutes a day for 365 days, you read the whole Bible, right?
Right.
There's a lot of Christians that ain't read the whole Bible cover to cover, but if you wanted to, it's 18 minutes a day for 365 or whatever, right? So it's like, and correct me, somebody might say, no, it's actually 12. I forget, but I think it's one or the other. But still, just get serious about it. And you'll see, this ain't financial advice. This is life advice. This is anything that you say, right? Like you want to really, really learn about it. That way you don't have to rely on luck, and you can rely on some skill, some knowledge, and some understanding, because we're in a world of just overwhelming information, but a lack of knowledge.
Right.
No, right.
No, I agree with you. Shouts out to my man Chris Moore, just an amazing overview. And shouts out to XRP Sev Bonanza. What's up, my brother? Brandon Dobbins in the house. Top show. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. What was your home run coin, 6.8Jay? There's several, and that's why it's good to be diversified, because you got to understand, when you're in – I started researching. I didn't fall in love with coins. I fell in love with the process. So when I heard about XRP, I was like, why? Because, look, Bitcoin was great, but even back in my day when I saw Bitcoin at 3,500, 4,000, 5,000, it's a whole lot better than where it's at today. But even then, that was a whole lot to spend on a coin. One coin for $5,000? Okay, I'll get 10 of them. That's 50 grand. But the point I'm trying to make is that how much more other assets I could. So I started researching and deep diving. Even before I got the Six8Jay show, I was researching. I had a massive matter of fact, I have accumulated most of the money that I had gained as I found the show. And then obviously I learned about some incredible assets with my man Six8Jay and IBS as well. But most of what I did was just do my own research, do my own due diligence. And I saw Andrew T said, he said 200,000 to 660K. Yeah, that was, you know what that was, Andrew T? That was Polkadot. That's when Polkadot did the redenomination from $300 to $3. I got in, it pumped up. I thought I was, oh my God, I made 200 some grand. I remember running out to my wife. My wife is in the stream right now. She'll tell you. And all of a sudden, I didn't take profit. And then it started coming down, and then my emotions kicked in, Chris. And when my emotions kicked in, I said, wait a minute, damn it, I got to get out. And I jumped out, and I grabbed what I got. And all of a sudden, it kind of capitulated, went sideways. And I said, woo, I got out. And all of a sudden, 6 months later, that 200 something K that I thought was whatever, that I cash out at 100 something K, and I thought I was doing all this, it would have been $1.6 million. And so The point I'm trying to make is a lot of times you learn things by trials and tribulations. When I talk about things in this show, the things that Chris are talking about, we live this. We live this. We're living this. It's those trials and tribulations that allow me to be the best version of me that I can be for you guys. And so I'm not talking about things I don't know. I don't talk about things that I haven't done. When I say control your emotions, I didn't. When I say have a plan, I didn't. When I say take profit, I didn't. I left millions on the table. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, these are things that I learned the hard way. And so I'm not talking from perspective. I read this book and I saw what another influencer says. So that's the problem that I got with a lot of these influencers. They talk about things that they haven't lived. They're telling you how to get on the mountaintop when they're not there. You got, and I'm not trying to be mean or facetious, but you got guys that maybe before they got into crypto, they worked at Chuck E. Cheese. Now they're getting over here telling you, I'm the grandmaster of all crypto. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? And then you can listen to what they're saying and you realize, okay, they're just shilling coins. They're making their money on the back of giving bad information to other people. And that's what motivated me and led me, because I know what I had done and I was sick and tired of hearing all this crap and all this, shilling. And that's what motivated me with people like CKJ, JC, even Chris Moore, many of my closest friends. Like, look, Jay, you need to take your talent to YouTube. You need to go out there and let people know what's going on. You need to tell your damn story. And so when I'm talking to you guys about these strategies and everything else, guys, it's because I lived it. It's because I'm doing it. If I say you could become a millionaire, it's because I did it. If I say you can start with a few thousand, because I did it. If I say be careful with your emotions, because I had them. And it's not that I don't still have them. I just got them in check because my strategy and my plan is so huge and my research is so profound that my emotions can't get in the damn way. See, the greater student you become, the less your emotions can affect you. If I know what XRP was built for and I understand all the partnerships and all the banking and everybody's jumping in, governments that are involved and everything, and they got stable coins for all this stuff that's going on, then how in the hell would I let me get in the way, Chris? I can't let me get in the way of my kids' financial future, of my one-day grandkids' financial. I can't do that, Chris. Who am I to take that opportunity away from so the better I become and the more research I do in the due diligence, then guess what? It controls the emotions. And that's where I got wrecked in the beginning. It was like, it was shiny. It went up. I was like, ooh, and you can't be that way. So guys, that's why, I talk about the things I talk about. Let me see who else is here. Let me throw some shouts out to the fam. We're over an hour right now. Let me get some shouts out. XRP, Sev Bonanza, welcome. Appreciate your support, my brother. Brandon Dobbins in the house. Jose Velasquez, Andrew T. We've got Big Bro Tim. We got Dave P in the house. Lena Combs, what's up, sis? We've got, who is else? We got Beekeeper 69, Andrew T. I think I said that already. Let me see who else we got in here. Big Bro Tim. Crypto Tales in the house. Todd Pig, thank you, my brother, for being here. My sister, Earth Angel. We got Carmichael's in the house. Dr. Sheba, Jose Velasquez, Tony Bags, Laurel Jack, my beautiful Queen Jeanette. We've got Frankie Legend. What's up, Frankie? Frankie in the house. Operation Shutdown, guys. We got one of the greatest families on planet Earth. I appreciate you guys in a major way. Chris, anything you want to add to this before we get up out of here, man? Anything you want to talk about that could help the people? Any good advice? I know you've been around the world teaching people, and a lot of times you guys got to understand. And here's what I want you guys to appreciate, especially for people who look at this and go, man, what are y'all talking about? This brother gets paid a lot of money to show up. A lot of money to show up. So some of these people I get on this platform, guys, you got to understand, these are some big time people that people are paying money to get coached by these people. So when they're on here and they're talking and everything that Chris is saying, I hope that you guys are taking this. Don't think, oh, he's an incredible host. He knows about gyms. This dude knows about a lot of stuff. And so definitely appreciate you being on here, my brother. You mean the world to me. Your words are always amazing. I know every time you get off here, I get so many requests. People are like, oh my God, I love Chris. And I'm like, that's cool. Great. And so, so any final thoughts that you want to give people about anything, whether it's life, whether it's about, I know we're going to talk about family and we're going to talk about different things, but we're already an hour and 15 minutes. So we're going to go and wrap up.
Oh, yeah.
Any last words, my brother, that you want to give people before we get out of here?
Study your craft and make sure that the things that you say are important to you, that you're doing some actions that line up with that you're in alignment with your priorities. And, especially if you say like people or whatever are your priorities, do they feel that way? Are you doing things that line up that way? Wow. And that's be true to yourself. And that's how we be true to ourselves, that our actions and our words reflect each other. And the closer they are together, the better we are as human beings, because we're going to say the right things about us, but if we're doing it and making conscious and intentional efforts to be that way, then you can't do any better than that. So that's about all I got, my brother.
And can we get some kind of motivational quote, Chris? Just something, just a motivational quote or something as far as just people can take and maybe inspire them to, whatever. Just a little motivation, something you can throw out there that you've gone out there on some of the biggest stages around the world and told people. Just give us a little something.
So, become an expert in your field. Okay. You want to be known for what you can do. We're now switching up, doing our consulting business and everything now on a more official capacity. And so, as a matter of fact, I got somebody that I got to go grab here that is hopping off a plane because they're flying here to pick me up to take me somewhere to do a site visit and consult. Wow. And it's amazing to see the kind of value you bring to the table when you spend so much of your life. You're like, man, that's not what I'm worth. You know what I mean? That's like, right. That's not what I'm worth. And the next thing you're like, damn, am I even worth that? Right. And it's like, well, but if you're right about this, if you're only 20% right, look at what the benefit is to them. And so, it took me a long time to just not feel like an imposter to what I represent, what I'm doing, and how I'm helping people. Wow. But when I'm not having to say much, but the people that I'm helping are speaking that much louder about, what I represent than I was, it helped me find my own voice about myself and not feel like that. And so, us all finding ways to be more true to ourselves and, wow. and how valuable we are to either the market, to our family and everything else. It's just things to live by, you know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of in 2024, there's a few things I'm trying to do a little different. One is celebrate, the people that I care a lot about, more. Two, be as big of a help inside my home to everybody in my home as I am to the people outside of my home. Wow. And then three, do what I say I'm going to do no matter what. Right. And so there we go.
What's so crazy about what you just said and what I got out of your little message, you're saying the better you are and the more value you create in you, the more value you become to the people around you. And that's your family, that's your loved ones, that's the value and the things that you, oh man, that's big. I got something out of that. So the more, the better you become and the more value you create within yourself, is the more value that you will be, or the things that you'll be able to give your family, and that's huge, guys. And I think that's a responsibility we have to take. We have to, the better students we are. If you play with this thing, then all you're going to be to the people that know you is a joke. In my opinion, I'm gonna be, because there's somebody that saw Bitcoin 12, 13 years ago when it was 0.003 of a penny. And there's so many stinking stories, because you know how many people hated on that asset. You know how many people said it was going to go away. You know how many people talked down on it at 0.003 of a Bitcoin. There's a time they say you could have got 1,300 Bitcoin for $1. And then I showed the video of when XRP was saying, get one Bitcoin for $1. And now you got it at $52,000. And they're talking about 500,000 saved and $1 million. Can you imagine? XRP had shared something on one of his streams. He said, if you would invested $100 in Bitcoin back when it was 0.003 of a penny, you'd be worth $1.something billion today. Isn't that crazy? Just 100. So when you sit up on this damn show and you're listening to what we're saying, and you think to yourself, I can't be a millionaire. I can't do this. I don't got enough money. I'm comparing myself to everybody else. Think about what $100 would have done 12 or 13 years ago. What could $100 do in SCH or some other coin 5 or 10 years from now? I'm just saying, guys, guys, look, Chris, I'm inspired. I'm inspired. Thank you so much for being on the show, brother. Because sometimes you say things, and sometimes you hear somebody else say things, and just like, oh my gosh, that just really meant the world. So, guys, I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate my brother Chris. I know you got to go pick up someone from the airport. Chris, we're gonna have you back on, talking about some new things, and I'm gonna let you call out the topics next time. I appreciate you in a major way, brother. Thank you for all you do. Give a big hug to my sister-in-law and all my nieces and nephews out there, man. Love you guys. Appreciate you.
You got it, man. Much love to you and the family and everything, and also the crypto family. You know, I
Absolutely.
appreciate every time I can be on. I know we've taken on more things here and more responsibilities. You know, not just as a father, but also as a business owner and multiple businesses and stuff. And so I'm here and there, but whenever I can, you know, pop out for a minute, I'm gonna holler at you and hop on and whatnot. And so I appreciate you and we'll have a good time, bro. We'll have a good time. Y'all, you have a great week, brother.
Man, appreciate you, love you, and we'll see you soon, my brother. Thank you. Guys, my legendary brother, Chris Moore. So for those of you guys who understand the value who that guy is, the value that he brings to the table is absolutely extraordinary. And I definitely appreciate he never asked, hey James, make sure you take care of me. You know, we're beyond that, and I definitely appreciate him showing up when I need him to show up. And I'm going to end the stream with this, guys. Talking. Oh, what's up? Talking crypto and stocks with Sly. Shouts out to my brother 6-8Jay and Chris Moore, guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I think I ran through everybody's name already, so we're going to leave it at that. We'll leave it at this. Light teach us humanity and love. Light teaches us humanity and love. Dark teaches us power and strength. Guys, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you strive to be the very best in all that you do. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. We'll see you guys mañana. It's your boy James, a.k.a. 6-8Jay. And until next time, peace.